Eyes drives well, that'll go all the way, finding the gap at cover point. Welcome back to the races at Rose Hill. Jameson Star, the winner. Now wicket for 21, a boundary to Brian Lara. He's first.
Pretty good shot that by Brian Lara. He played quite a few of those in the test match here at the same ground.
The chart 34 more, beautifully played. It was almost a sort of played set up the break when Milfield was going in the test match. The drive just wide of mid-on. Superb stroke.
Yes, McDermott slightly over pitching there. Attempting to get this ball to come back into Brian Lara's legs. Over pitching and pitching a bit on leg stump.
A good shot. Desmond Haynes, a very strong onside fire, swinging down the hill. Matthews really putting in, and he really is a goer, but it goes all the way. An excellent start by Haynes and Brian Lara in the first final.
And Tony Dollarmain showing that he doesn't really understand the three-card trick. He has been bowling one away, one in, and one away, one in. Not quite the right formula. Normally you try to trick the batsman by bowling two in the same direction and then one in the other.
Well, that's a great shot. Straight away he's latched onto it. One bounce into the fence before. It pitched just outside leg stump. And Lara really did latch onto that one. He hit straight through it. One bounce into the fence.
Brian Lara very strong on the leg side. Bit of speculation there, I think. I don't know that that was all that wide from the line of the stumps, but Brian Lara deciding that aggression is the best method of defence here, and while the field is up, in the opportunity he's going to take to go over the top.
Done it again. Over the top, only just that time, another 4. So this is a rotten start for Paul Rifle. 2 balls, 8 runs.
It's amazing what a bit of confidence can do. Brian Lara scored that magnificent century here in the test match. His confidence has soared. He believes that he can afford to take a few risks. He doesn't want to take too many risks. Been a good over for the West Indies so far. Now it's important for Lara to use some common sense and not get carried away.
It's a tough ask, that is. That's a good shot too, and right into the gap. The outfield is very quick, and watch that white ball fly over the outfield there and into the fence. What magnificent placement that was. I don't think he really timed that perfectly, but his placement was absolutely spot on.
Paul Rifle fielding at mid-off. Having a rough patch at the moment. Everything's just out of reach.
Well, he smashed that, and he's very nearly taken the umpire out of the game. Well, have a look at that. Desmond Haynes banging to the ground. Well, that one he really did hit, and I think at one stage there, Terry Prue thought his number was up. Have a look at this.
Not a great delivery from Paul Rifle. Very well struck by Desmond Haynes. Nice evasion there by Terry Prue. Just a bit wobbly on the legs there for a minute. Desmond Haynes got himself into a bit of trouble in Brisbane on the weekend for showing some dissent.
Well, Desmond Haynes now on his way. He's hit that one through the covers before. Well, they punished him up in Brisbane for a little bit of dissent. Surely they won't punish him for this. Have a look at his reaction as he misses the umpire by a fraction. Says sorry first. And then says, well, I'll leave it to you.
Yeah, desperate effort. Very nearly carrying to Dean Jones, to Alan Border at mid-off. And again, this ball racing away. Once it's past that infield, always going to be four. Just dropping short of Alan Border.
It was a good effort for Border to get across there. I thought for 1 instant that he might have got a fingertip to it. that angle, it almost looked as though he went over the top of it. But not from that one. Landed about 6 inches in front of him.
And that's through again. That's a lovely shot from Desmond Haynes. This time, no need for Haynes to run, no need for anyone to chase it. Another one for the crowd, just a throwback.
Well, this is a bit of a tester for Paul Rifle. He's shown a lot of skill where the ball has moved off the seam. He's worried all the batsmen in this competition.
The field is well spread. 4 in the circle, the rest outside. And that's hurled a long way in the air by Greg Matthews. A mistake from Desmond Haynes immediately after resumption. The wicket falls, Desi Haynes goes, caught and bowled. Matthews turned the bat on it too early. A very simple return catch indeed.
That's well bowled by Matthews. Deceived Haynes. Might have been fractionally slower and just guided it back to the bowler. Now that's exactly the break the Australians needed. This next 10 overs is going to be crucial for Alan Border and his team. 1 for 90 West Indies.
Replacing Desmond Haynes is Phil Simmons. Desi Haynes just closed the face of the bat on this ball too early. It's right off the leading edge. Very simple catch for Greg Matthews. Desmond Haynes retreats very slowly. Over the top. It's going to go wide of the man at long off. And that's Phil Simmons off the mark. No hanging around there for Phil Simmons.
Must have got that right off the meat of the bat. As the fielder is only 15 yards from the boundary, and it comfortably beat him.
Got in straight away, flicks it away to mid-wicket, just at shin high. A second success for Greg Matthews, and Phil Simmons will not be a happy man. He's on his way very quickly indeed. Not a good shot from Phil Simmons, really. Should have kept this ball on the deck. It's going to be a long, long, slow haul to get Phil Simmons off this ground. Phil Simmons is out, just clipping this ball away to short mid-wicket, not keeping it on the ground. Good sharp catch there. Greg Matthews is delighted once again, so is Alan Border. And so are the crowd. Very good crowd, of course, here for this final. Phil Simmons gone for 5, West Indies 2 for 96. So Richie Richardson makes it out to the crease. West Indies captain, their leading batsman over the last few years. Only age 31. He's played a lot of cricket in that time. 171 one-day internationals.
Picking the gap beautifully. It was one of the great joys of my trip to the West Indies in 1973 to meet George at the Kingston Cricket Club, the function. A lovely man. Found the gap again. 7 runs off the over. It's 2 for 124. Border about to bowl his 5th over. And he's gone. Brian Lara is gone. So the skipper's made a great breakthrough. Tony Dodemaide at backward point. Catching a thick outside edge and a simple catch for Dodemaide.
Yes, this plan of both spinners operating together certainly doing wonders for Australia. Brian Lara having to try and hit the ball. No great pace there. Not much spin. Peeling off the outside edge. A lot different from batting against the fast bowlers when you can use the pace of the bowler. You're having to have to actually try and score as quickly as possible, but he goes for 67. 3 for 120 at the West Indies.
struck, and Donomaid didn't pick the ball up at all. He was heading in the opposite direction. So a boundary there for the West Indies. It's 3 for 139 after 31. It's in the air and got it. He's gone for the sweep shot. Porter set those men down there, making it very, very hard for Richie Richardson, who loves the sweep shot. And Donomaid was right in the perfect spot and, more importantly, made the catch.
Very satisfying for Alan Border to have got his men in exactly the right position. Richardson just failed to keep the ball down. Didn't roll his wrists over the top of the ball. Hit the ball up. It hit it so well that it carried comfortably to Tony Donomaid out at deep square leg. He spotted it perfectly through those dark glasses. And Richardson is gone. West Indies are 4 for 159.
Gus Logie's the new batsman. He's just 32 years of age. That's a beautiful shot down the ground. He really is looking very, very confident at the moment. Hooper smashing that one straight down the ground, despite the fact that there's just a little bit of spin there for Border.
The power of this shot just took it comfortably between the two fielders, neither of whom were ever going to threaten to cut it off.
Over the top of the infield, chipping between the outfield. David Boone can't get around.
There are 2 slower balls on the trot for Steve Waugh, and that's the usual one he bowls, which is coming out like a leg break or a leg cutter. Third man.
That's the sort of thing Gus Logie's been trying to do.
Just timed perfectly there by Carl Hooper. Now this is a dangerous little session for the Australians. West Indies get away from them again.
That's the end of Carl Hooper for the day. Not one of his better shots, trying to work it away on the leg side. Sort of short arm jab at the end. And Steve Waugh, as he's so often done, gets a vital wicket towards the end of the innings.
Stump vision can take you right out to the centre of the ground there. And Carl is just making his way from that spot. 5 for 216.
Kenneth Benjamin has been preferred to Junior Murray in the batting lineup. He comes into
Bracket of 10 overs in a moment.
Kenneth Benjamin taking a big risk there, stepping in front of the stump. An even greater risk in running to Alan Border. Alan Border, as he's done so often in the past, he's in that mid-wicket position, a position which he's made a specialty. Perfect for the left-hander. He picks it up very quickly and accurately hits the middle stump.
Well, he's a class act, Alan Border. Ian Chappell was saying the other day how it's evident that he only makes up his mind the last fraction of a second which end he'll throw. Now, he could throw either end here, but he's perfectly positioned and only takes out leg stump. But it's enough for Kenneth. Benjamin is on his way.
Ian Bishop is the new batsman to replace Kenneth Benjamin. And it will be important for he and Gus Logie to finish this innings off as well as it was started.
Knocking over, beautiful bowling, full length, nice and straight. Bishop hitting across the line.
Yes, you can't believe how many balls the West Indies have missed. It becomes pretty terminal when you miss them on the stumps. But Ian Bishop, very disappointing. And just crunching into off stump. Not sure that he had the peepers on that one at all. Ian Bishop. He's out for 1. The West Indies 7 for 220.
Courtney Ambrose takes guard. Run by Steve Randell. Logie gets it on away nicely. That's a good shot. It'll be 4.
McDermott just giving him a delivery short enough to cut. And that must have been of a great relief to Gus Logie. The man who went before him, Ian Bishop, didn't even get close to hitting that one. Not sure he had the eyes on it too much at all. The head was in the air. Craig McDermott was right on target.
Good hit. That's a fine shot by Gus Logie. The perfect off drive. 12 runs in the wicket off that over, 7 for 231. Important innings. He's on 37 now. Good shot. Come back for 2.
This was a good move. In fact, one short call there. Gus Logie's the short man has run a short run. But it was a good selection, picking Gus Logie. He did actually look where he was putting the bat. Didn't put it in the right place.
Final ball. Logie's gone. Clean ball by Stephen Waugh. So at the end, it's 8 for 240. Waugh once again straight in the final over, doing a great job for Alan Border.
It's good selection by the West Indies to pick Gus Logie. They've gone for his experience in one-day cricket ahead of Arthurton and Jimmy Adams, and he's repaid them. Good innings, which came to an end with the final ball. Looking, I think, there for a 6, going for the shortest boundary. But Steve Waugh was right on target. So 241, very competitive total, and it'll be hard work if the West Indies bowl well.
Yes, they've loaded their side with bowlers. They'll need them, but it's a good batting pitch. The outfield not as fast as Thursday. Logie 38 off 35. That's a good effort. When the chips were down, he found something for his team. Kelly Ambrose made a contribution. It was very good 50 overs up from both teams. Good batting by the West Indies, good defensive bowling by the Australians, particularly the spinners Border and Matthews. In the end, McDermott and Stephen Waugh. So Border would be happy with that. 8 for 240. It could have been anything early on. And fielded pretty well. So after 50 overs, 8 for 239, 240 the target for Australia.
Conditions not quite as much in favour of bowling tonight as they were on those earlier occasions. David Boone gets a delivery just short of a length, and in his usual way forces very strongly on the offside. Great pass mid-off, no trouble getting to the boundary.
I think Rich Richardson will soon find out exactly what you said there, Greg, that conditions are a lot different today than they were a couple of weeks ago.
Ian Bishop too wide of off stump on this occasion. David Boone very strong, square of the wicket on the offside. Phil Simmons is the gully fielder who had no chance.
I think Ian Bishop needs to have some way of knowing exactly what we are talking about up here, Greg.
Off stump. They have a slip in the gully and a point not far from being behind the gully. And if they are going to fancy on the off stump, that's the way to get around it.
Bishop is not thrilled with his luck. What have I done to deserve this? Could well be the thought running through his head at the moment. Oi, oi, oi. That has shaved off stump.
Those from the West Indian
On the shoulder. If there's a bit of pain there.
Gone. Boone is gone. Ambrose has bowled well since he was brought on to tie things down. He's picked up David Boone, a very, very thick edge, and it's 1 for 41.
Lovely soft little plop when that ball went into the gloves. He's got nice soft hands, Junior Murray. He was in good position there, and it went right into the middle. But Curtly Ambrose, always the best of the West Indies bowlers. Very rare that he bowls badly, and once again, he's done the job that he was called on to do. It's 1 for 41.
Who's 6'8", that he's to take off the sweatband on his right wrist before he bowls to Dean Jones, who has a broken finger. That could generate an extra yard or two from Curtly, I would think. Curtly wants to take it off. Bill Laurie did this to Jeff Boycott once in Melbourne. The thing about it is that if the batsman wants something to be taken from the bowler's hand or arm, then it's well within his rights to ask for it, and the bowler should comply with it, because it will catch in the bowler's eye, as catch in the batsman's eye as the bowler's arm comes over. So Curtly's got rid of that. Has he got rid of the rage that is welling up inside him is more than the point.
I was about to say that that broken thumb might get a severe testing from Curtly, because he is the sort of bowler who can deliver shorter length deliveries that'll hit near the slice of the bat. He mightn't be aiming for the slice of the bat.
Very, very swift delivery. Just the way David Boone was dismissed. Big, thick edge. Junior Murray took it neatly, just moving away. Good footwork there from Junior Murray.
Curtly Ambrose to Steve Waugh. 2 slips. Coming up in the 18th over. It's taken them 104 balls to reach that mark. He's taken 2 for 7. Edged away through the gap. That's going to race down to third man for 4. It's split Lara and Hooper perfectly between first and second slip. Curtly Ambrose can just about manage a smile.
Yes, don't take too much notice of that smile. Well, that's more like a growl. There's nothing that irritates them more when it goes off the edge of the back. Through the slip cordon for 4, especially when the batsman's just told you to take off your sweatband. He's stirred you up a little bit. Let's watch this one.
It's a chance and down. That was a very quick delivery from Curtly Ambrose, perfectly positioned. Junior Murray dived away to his right, couldn't cling on to the ball. This is lovely bowling from Curtly Ambrose, and really Junior Murray will be very disappointed he couldn't hang on to that. It was exactly the right place to bowl to Dean Jones.
Yes, he's a tremendous bowler. Away she goes and down towards the boundary. Yes, what does the captain do now with Ambrose?
Good response from Dean Jones. This is wonderful cricket. Ambrose has been on top. Dean Jones decides that the only way to come and handle the situation is to run at him, and that will get really up a long way up Curtly Ambrose nose.
Yes, Bill Laurie's jumping around in the back of the commentary box here. It's Victorian taking Ambrose to the cleaners with this particular shot. Having said that, he's been dropped behind. He's nicked one through the slip cordon. Here comes Ambrose again. It's the last ball of the over.
Not a bad delivery. Unbelievably, 13 runs coming off that over, largely off the edge. But
To sum it all up, have a look at this reaction after this last magnificent delivery in the back. And just watch Ambrose here. That says it all.
That's going to be caught. No! Dear me. Brian Lara, normally very, very safe indeed at slip. Straight in, straight out. A life for Steve Waugh. Frustration for Kenneth Benjamin.
Yes, this is not a smile either on the face of Benjamin. That was straight to him. They're all tough at slip, but it was straight out as well. Here's another angle of it. It went quickly, but straight there and bang out. How frustrating is this for the West Indies?
With the flash, it's going to be quick. Dean Jones is very quick, so no problem. And that's out. Dean Jones is gone. Phil Simmons again. And Kenneth Benjamin strikes. Miscuing this pull shot. Didn't quite get full bat on it there, Dean Jones.
Yes, one gets the feeling the West Indians quite enjoyed this. Dean Jones having stirred him up a little bit. And that one straight to Simmons, and he's got a magnificent pair of hands in the outfield. And that is a smile. And they know they've taken a very important wicket there.
Fine shot of the back foot for Mark Waugh. Simmons giving chase, the outfield still fast. That's 4. Beautifully balanced by Mark Waugh. He waits to see the length of the ball and then just moves into position and plays that beautifully. Good evening, Michael Holden.
Certainly a very good shot again from Mark Waugh. In my opinion, he's definitely the danger man.
Just it! Got him! One-hander. Change of pace. Carl Hooper took a beauty. Just change of pace a bit more, Luke. And once again, Stephen Waugh punching at the ball, not waiting for the ball to come to him. And Carl Hooper took a jam.
A quite similar dismissal as Desmond Haynes' dismissal. Steve Waugh turning the bat a bit early there. No spin at all on that ball. No turn. Hitting the edge and went not quite straight back. Carl Hooper had to make quite a bit of ground to get to it.
Hooper, water drive, gets off the mark. Nice little nudge down to long off. A very good over by Carl Hooper. Picking up Steve Waugh.
I think the important factor in that dismissal, Bill, apart from the lack of spin, was what you said earlier on, change in pace. Carl Hooper just giving that ball a little bit more air than normal. Steve Waugh playing a little early, looking for spin, not quite enough spin there. Similar dismissal to Desmond Haynes. And the stump vision showing in there.
To see Border had him playing 2 strokes.
That at last has found the gap. He's going to race away. It's the first boundary for 13 overs. Where the tension mounts for the bowlers. It's a good shot. Desmond Haynes will be tested on the cover boundary and it bounces over his foot. Looks a bit casual. But I have to say he was a little bit unlucky there, Desi Haynes. Went for it with his boot, and the ball bounced a mile over it.
Captain and bowler will be disappointed and slightly annoyed about it.
And Border decides to go in the air. Curtly Ambrose takes a well-judged catch. That's another nail in the coffin for the Australians.
Yes, they didn't need that. And Border obviously realising that he really had to lift this run rate. Deciding to take that little extra chance, and unfortunately it didn't work. Have a look at this. It goes straight there, and again the ball hitting the base of the bat, and straight to Ambrose. Those big hands wrapping around the ball. And so that's the end of the Australian captain.
Here's a chance here for the West Indies, and Mark Waugh has done it again. He's found a way to run himself out. He got himself tangled up with Ian Healy between wickets. It was a mistimed hit. It didn't really race to Richie Richardson. He had to come in, but in the meantime, Healy and Mark Waugh got themselves tangled up, And Mark Waugh is run out again.
Yes, just watch Waugh here. They both run in the same direction and almost collide, and that caused a little problem. And then, of course, the direct hit, and he was nowhere near the line. Dropped the bat at the end of the day.
That really got him excited.
In the air, there's a man out there, Suarez. Normally a good field. He's taking a while to get there. He catches it. That's the end for Matthews. Benjamin's done a good job. Good line of length. And Lara, little stutter early, got in good position to take the catch.
This Lara was just trying to pick it up, I think, in the background, work out how hard it was hit, and then he was moving in on it pretty well at the end. Very high, and that gave him plenty of time to get around and get underneath it. As Kenneth Benjamin has got his second wicket, Australia 7 for 179. Not walking in much with the bowler.
Yep, Willie chips. And does a look for two, Lara. Almost teasing Dodemaide to come back. Dodemaide does well, but he's out, straight down the throat. Brian Lara chipped that nicely, but didn't get it fine enough. And Lara takes the catch.
Dodemaide annoyed with himself. He didn't get the placement. He didn't get the ball where he wanted it. I think he was trying to get it behind square leg. Instead, he just put it straight down Brian Lara's throat. Second catch, he's taken it around about that height. Thinking of knocking the pins over.
Swing and a miss. No ball. Terry Crew calls no ball. Where did that pass? And Bishop's not too pleased.
I thought I heard a nick. Now, whether Steve Randall knew that it was an edge, but had been called a no ball, that could well have been the case. That is an absolutely ridiculous playing condition.
Definitely was a nick. And Chappell with great ears. Got that wicket that went through the wicketkeeper, but no ball called at square leg. Too high. Turns, catch and puts it down.
Would have been a terrific catch. Curtly Ambrose is probably the only other man in the team who might have got it. It needed a long reach. And they're the sort of catches that they hit right in the middle.
Well, pitcher's going to go for four. Well placed by Healy. Bishop annoyed, and he should be. It was too wide. Oh, ball, too good. Healy not happy. Oh, he's laughing. Beaten by the change of pace.
Certainly very impressed with that one. He likes that. I think he's enjoyed that even more than some of the bounces that he's bowled. He's got a great kick out of the slower ball, taking a wicket.
He's swung four ways. There he goes. Whoops into steam going. Oh, beating for change of pace. Over goes Healy, and then Healy also with a sense of humour. Clean bowled by a slower ball was down there, but it was 9 for 214. Great to see the big man with a big smile on his face. Healy out 33, 9 for 214. The first final. This is the final over. Goes in the air, it's got five, Simmons will catch it. Yes, a great performance by the big man. A match-winning effort by Curtly Ambrose. He picks up five. A very convincing win in the first final to the West Indies.
Yes, the first man to rush over there and congratulate Curtly was his skipper. Richie Richardson knew who was the man who's done the big job for the West Indies. And Richie was quickly over there to congratulate him. He really is a tremendous cricketer. Dean Jones might have to rethink those tactics about the sweatband. And this is the slower ball, the one that really pleased Curtly. Got rid of Ian Healy. And then next delivery, it was Craig McDermott trying to whack the ball over cover. hold out to Phil Simmons, so he's on a hat-trick in the second final, Curtly Ambrose. And the West Indies win by 25 runs as the big man picks up 5 wickets. Gets a good round of applause as he leaves the field. The West Indies can be well pleased with that team effort. Third time that Curtly's got 5 wickets in an innings. Tony King there, one of the West Indies supporters, congratulating the team as they come into the pavilion. So the Australians were flying with 214. That's not an easy task. 241, the SCG. Top score there, Mark Waugh run out for the 3rd time in the season. 33 to Ian Healy, a good night. Charge things along at the end. And so Australia 1 down in this best-of-3 final series. We go to Melbourne for the second game on Monday, but in a moment we'll be back with Richie Benaud here at the SCG.